Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's book review video, we have Esme Nash. Now, Esme was a young woman whose life was looking up. Everything was going great. She was about to finish college. She and her boyfriend Liam had rented a beautiful apartment in Manhattan, and they were going to start living together. But tragedy happens. There was a terrible car accident that took the life of her mother and left her father a quadriplegic. Even more so, he was mute. He no longer spoke. He never spoke another word again. So what does Esme do? She breaks things off with Liam and gives her father every second of her life and 7 years of caring for his every need, and then he passes away. So she takes a month to try to regroup, to try to figure out where to go from here, because all of her energy went towards her father. Well, she gets a dog sitting job as an offer, and it's in Greenwich Village, and she takes it. Now, the person that she's dog sitting for is in a rehab of sorts. Well, she's in a rehab, so she's going to be gone for 28 days. So this gives Esme 28 days to restructure her life, okay? Now, not only does she have this beautiful dog that she's caring for, but the woman that she's dog sitting for, since she's dog sitting in the woman's elite apartment, has an entire room dedicated to shoes. The most gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shoes. As a matter of fact, I just want to bring something up in this book. Okay, good. It's right there on the main page. Every chapter in this book is related to shoes. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to bring up the table of contents. Let's try that again. And I love that. So the fishnet, that's one chapter. Another chapter is the I Love New York. I don't know anything about shoes, but I love these chapter headings. Another chapter is simply named Boots. And every chapter is kind of like that piece of the puzzle that you try to put together. And this piece of the puzzle is Esme's life. Now, she meets this gentleman, this older gentleman, and he's out walking his dog Scout. And she talks to him, and they walk their dogs, the dog that she's dog sitting for and his dog. They walk the dogs together. And one time when they're out walking, she just stops cold. And she looks up, and he says, well, what's going on? Well, she starts to tell him about the story of her and Liam. And small world, he tells her, yes, I know Liam. He does live there. In fact, you need to set matters right with Liam. And she's like, no, I ruined his life by ending our relationship. I'm sure he hates me. Well, she tries to muster up the courage to knock on that door and explain to Liam how her life changed and why she didn't follow through with it. Meanwhile, the more we meet and learn Silas, or Cy, the older gentleman that she has taken the walks with, he has a story that goes back to the World War II. And it just takes this love story and kind of takes this book. It might be considered a women's fiction because of the way Cy's story is told. But the chapters are, the story is interesting because it does deal with some serious issues such as alcoholism and PTSD. And I want to bring up the alcoholism because It doesn't happen early in the book, but if it's a trigger for you, I feel like I should mention it. But it was just one of those other pieces of things that affected Esme in her life. Last thing I want to mention is there's another gentleman that Esme meets while she's there in New York City. And this is where the book is or can be a romance. Now, again, I'm gonna not again, but I'm telling you on my written review, I'm gonna put women's fiction, then I'll put romance, because the romance is secondary to Esme's journey into rebuilding her life. And I love the fact that she loves shoes, and I am so not a shoe person. Yes, I have, I don't know, your average amount of shoes that a woman has, but they're just part of a wardrobe that allows me to have something on my feet when I go out, but that's it. Well, Esme took shoes to another level in this book. Now, is this going to make a good summer read? I would say yes, it would make a good summer read, because there's an element of sensitivity in this book. And with that level of sensitivity, it makes this book a little bit on the emotional side when you get to the underlying thing that drives Esme and where she wants her future to lie. So that is a shoe story. I'm sorry if I droned on. I am very, very tired. You may even hear it in my voice. But I wanted to make this video so that I can tell you about this book. This is a Berkeley Books publication, so I want to thank Berkeley and NetGalley for this. You can get it at your Amazon store for $11.99, but you can also get it via Audible, and I would even check your online libraries because they may have a copy of it. So I highly recommend A Shoe Story, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Hit the like button if you did, and I'll be back with more. Thanks for watching. Bye.